This video is about what I learned from the book CloudMoney. Introduction. Learn about the ongoing war on cash and how it affects us all. In modern society, we frequently purchase goods using cashless methods, either online or in person. Instead of counting out physical currency, we can simply use our phone or card to make a payment. However, behind the convenience of digital transactions lies the influence of big finance and technology companies. When using cash, the exchange is typically anonymous and straightforward between the buyer and seller. With digital payments, this is not always the case. In this video, we will explore the current state of the payment industry and how big tech and finance are working to eliminate the use of cash. We will also consider potential solutions to this issue. Idea 1. The battle for cash. The push for a cashless society can be traced back to the financial crisis of 2008 and the emergence of the fintech industry, which promised to disrupt traditional finance and provide wider financial access. However, as the tech industry became big tech, it became part of the established order it had originally sought to replace. Instead of revolutionizing finance, companies like PayPal ended up becoming a new interface for transmitting money from traditional bank accounts. The push for a cashless society is not necessarily a desire from the general public, but rather a top-down effort by financial institutions to make a profit and collect data. When using cashless payment methods, there are often multiple corporate giants involved in the transaction, each taking a small fee. These companies also collect transaction data and sell it to other companies for targeted advertising. Cashless payment methods can also be more costly than using cash, with marginal transaction costs being 50 to 150% higher. The push for a cashless society also raises issues of accessibility and privacy. Not everyone has access to or is comfortable using digital payment methods, and the collection of transaction data by corporate giants can infringe on personal privacy. The Anti-Cash Alliance, made up of financial institutions and payment companies, has used various arguments to promote the shift to a cashless society, such as convenience and speed. During the COVID-19 pandemic, they have also argued that cash is unhygienic. However, a report from England's central bank found that card machines, shopping cart handles, goods, and self-checkout screens pose a higher risk of transmitting the virus than cash. The Anti-Cash Alliance has the resources to fund propaganda through lobbying and PR, making it difficult to push back against their efforts. Central banks are generally neutral on the topic, and consumer protection agencies often do not have the resources to combat the propaganda. The shift to a cashless society also has implications for financial inclusion and the ability of the government to implement monetary policy. It is important to consider the potential consequences of a cashless society and to ensure that there are alternatives available for those who may not have access to or be comfortable with digital payment methods. Idea 2. Cash never crashes. The metaphor often used by opponents of cash, comparing it to a horse cart in the age of cars, is flawed. Instead, cash can be seen as a bicycle on a road with cars. Phasing out cash is similar to closing bike lanes to make more room for cars, even though bikes are safer, produce no air pollution, and reduce traffic. Cashless payments may be faster in some cases, but they also come with risks such as surveillance and cyber hacking. In times of crisis, such as natural disasters or financial instability, cash can be more reliable than digital payment methods. The decline of ATMs and the push for a cashless society disproportionately affects working-class and minority groups, who have often faced discrimination from elite institutions such as banks. Cash allows these groups to participate in capitalist society while being protected from exploitation. It is also important for maintaining gray areas or activities that may be illegal but not necessarily immoral, such as the cannabis industry or illegal raves. The push for a cashless society also has implications for the government's ability to implement monetary policy and for financial inclusion. Idea 3. Cryptocurrencies and the financial future. It is important to protect cash in order to resist the influence of corporate capitalism. However, is there anything else that can be done to challenge the power of big tech and finance? In the past, some believed that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies could provide a payment system independent of large banks. However, these currencies have not proven successful in this regard due to a lack of widespread adoption and their inability to function as a means of account. Another option is the use of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, which are digital bank accounts with a central bank rather than a commercial bank. These have the potential to lower transaction costs and make it easier to implement universal basic income, but they also raise concerns about state surveillance. One potential solution is to combine a CBDC with a private blockchain system to allow for anonymity in financial transactions. Summary: big tech and finance companies are promoting the decline of cash payments in favor of digital options. However, cash is still a useful and reliable option, especially in times of crisis. It is important to also consider alternatives to the dominance of corporate capitalism in the digital payment industry, such as central bank digital currencies. These alternatives will need to be improved and optimized in order to truly serve as digital cash. That was only a small portion of what I learned. I highly recommend reading it for more insights. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you could take a moment to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your friends and followers. Your support helps me to grow my channel and reach a wider audience, and I am so grateful for it. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay up to date on my latest videos. Thanks again for watching, and I can't wait to share more with you in the future.